$115,000 added.
Team Albania won the leg. Would you like to break?
This is doubles world championship, first time. $190,000 prize fund, 24 elite teams from around the world. And here you have Spain versus Albania. Jose Alberto Delgado and Juan Carlos Esposito, the two you're looking at on your screen right now. And there's Eklund Kachi and his younger brother, Clidio Kachi. This is George Teache in the booth, joined by Eric Horlifson from Canada. Welcome, Eric.
A pleasure to be with you again. Looking forward to a great week of pool. Kicking it off with the World Cup doubles. I like the Catchies as one of the favorites in this tournament, George.
I do, but keep in mind you also have Albin Ocean and Mario He, two World Cup winners. Twice, I believe, they won the World Cup. And so there's some very strong teams, but those are two that come to mind right away. There's 24 teams. You also have a Polish team that is comprised of 3 players. You have Daniel Maciel, Wojciech Szewczak, Konrad Ushushin. Only 2 can play at a time, but I believe they can alternate. And there's a very strong team from Peru with Gerson Martinez and Christopher Teves. So, and of course, the USA needs to be mentioned with Shane Van Bonen and Nicolas De Leon. So, these guys aren't by themselves. And they
John
started
Mora
off.
And Alex Pagulayan.
Yes, Canada has some good representation also. This will turn out well. And it's whoever plays best together. Your referee for the match is Gintaras Petrovas from Lithuania. From the EPBF, the Spaniards, they're pretty close in age. Jose Alberto at the table now is 31 years of age. His partner, Carlos, is 33. And the Kachis, of course, are quite a bit younger. You have Eklund Kachi, or Klenti, at 26 years of age, 2-time world 10-ball champion, ranked number 1 in the world a couple different times in his career. And Clidio Kachi, 18-year-old, his younger brother. And they start off with a safety. Break the shots down there for us, Eric.
Extension.
Yeah, just surprising scratch on the break from Kachi. A little bit tricky on the first 2 balls for Team Spain. Gotta put Kachi Claudio. I guess we'll have to specify the same last name. In a bad spot here. Jumping out of the gate.
Yeah, keep in mind, Clidio is the 2023 WPA World Junior Champion. He also won the 2024 UK Open. So he's competing with the big boys and holding his own. He has an 809 Fargo. His brother has an 831 versus the 2 Spaniards at 781 and 764.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great young players coming up in the game. You kind of just what an accomplishment it is to world-class level, but below age 20. But Cladio's one of them.
A strong player. And, I think I mention it almost every time I'm on a stream. First time I met Eklund Kachi was in Phoenix, Arizona. And at that time, maybe I think about a month later, I saw him again in Las Vegas. And he says, you should see my younger brother play. So at that time, he would have been like, that's 9 years ago. He would have been 12 years old.
Wow. Yeah, he could see the potential back then.
Sure. He could see it then. And he's come true to form. You know, he's 18 years old and he's ranked with the elite players in the world, over 800 Fargo.
It's a little too much angle for Claudio here.
I wonder if Big Brett, yeah, I was going to say,
be tightened up. George, yeah. So he's going to go for the more open pocket. Nicely played.
these are 2 out of 3 races to 4 in the Pro Billiard Series format. If they're tied in the third set, 3 apiece, they'll go to a shootout. And that's double elimination to the final 8. Once in the quarterfinals, it goes to single elimination, and it will go to 3 of 5 sets in the same format, races to 4.
Yeah, so this is a first round match. So both teams will be looking to get into the final 16, and I guess 3 wins from this point will get them into the redraw portion of the tournament.
Yes. Yeah. It'll be 6 rounds altogether plus the final.
Maybe you can bring them those 2 cue holders because we are lacking.
Thing.
We'll have to play very, very well.
Lighting, but specifically this one. Yeah, specifically this.
Yeah, this.
Right?
Go ahead, Eric. Yes. Looks great. There's 3 World Championships available here, October 7th through the 13th for 7 days. In addition to this men's doubles, you're going to have the women's Predator 10-ball World Championship and then the WPA Men's World 8-ball Championship. So we have a lot of pool to be played in 7 days, and it's very high level. Look at this break by Eklund Kachi. Hangs up the 2-ball, pockets the 1-ball. Eric, walk us through. Wow.
Yeah, 2-ball, perfect start. Could choose to run into the 3, but the combo looks available enough that I think he'll avoid it and just try to get the cue ball over to the left side of the table. There's room between the 3-10. I'd like to hit this with just right spin. He doesn't want to spin it too much. He can come to the right of the 10. Still leave a decent angle. Claudio.
Well,
Extension.
I wonder if he can slide that in along the long rail there.
Yeah, I don't believe he was trying to clip that ball. The thing about playing the long rail is he has to play it with some speed to get back to the 4. Combo's still possible.
Looks like he's going to try to slide it off.
If there's ever a time in the tournament where you'd want to be playing this shot, it'd be on day 1 when the cloth is bruised. It'll slide over.
Well, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah,
he's going to have to bank the ball if he wants to pocket it. Will he play?
Extension.
They are on a 30-second time clock. They have 30 seconds for each shot, 60 seconds after the break to plan their attack, and then they have one extension per rack.
Five ball, corner.
He's calling the combo, Eric. Five ball to the corner pocket. And he a complete sellout here for this side pocket. Everything is wide open here. Nice position on this 5. This tournament is played on the Predator Arc 3-piece slate table. They are using the Predator balls, the Arcadia cloth, the arena lights, and he's come around for a long rail shot on the 6. Bring the cue ball back just a little if he has to. He can just go to the side. Quintadas is right on top of it, though. This young man plays very well under pressure. He's a very promising player. Very promising. 18 years of age. And at 18, the man you're looking at was ranked number 1 in the world by the WPA. Oh, he's going to be just perfect. And Glanty with this shot on the 10 ball. Good shot maker. Plays great position. One of the strongest breaks in the game. '21 World 10-ball champion, semifinalist in 22, and champion again in 23. So I would say that young man right there can play some 10-ball. And this one's coming along pretty well too. Players will alternate the break. The incoming team can switch players up. They don't have to stay in rotation, in other words. So we are at 2-0 in a race to 4 in the opening set. Nice playback on the rack. And you have bigger brother taking the 10 ball down. Klintikachi breaking in game number 3. One ball to the... Oh, what a good break. He's playing the one ball to the side pocket and got it. Look at the position he played along with it for the 2 ball. Boy, Spain has their hands full here. These two can play together rather well. And with a break like that, it's going to be all offense. But they both play very good defense. It's going to go forward 2 rails to get on the same side as the 3, with a little angle to go to the 4. This is brand new cloth. This is the brand new Predator Arcadia cloth. So the pockets will be a little forgiving, but keep in mind, there's a lot of humidity in Indonesia. They have the jungle nearby. They have surrounded by water. Pump in the 9, perfect on the 4. Wants to get to the left side of the 8 to play the 5. Doesn't look like he has room to get there, but he's got a nice angle to go to the right side of the 6 and play it to the left-hand corner, the same corner he's going to pocket the 5 in. Just needs a little bit of left-hand English. Get to the second rail, and he should be straight in on the 6. Big brother playing great shape for little brother. Cledio. Looking pretty strong here with the break and run. Play the cue ball to the middle of the table for the 8 in the corner. He's going to stay long. He's going to play down the long rail. Could play it to the side, but the corner pocket's a much bigger pocket. Going to follow down to play the 9 ball on the side. Now keep in mind, this is brand new cloth. That shot usually is not available on most cloth. The Predator Arcadia cloth grabs a lot more than other cloths when it's brand new. That ball will usually just kill off that rail with that inside English. It slides off the rail and doesn't take the English as well, but this cloth gives you that shot when it's brand new. Nice break and run by the Kachis. 3-0 in a race to 4. Set number 1. Breaking to close out the first set. And the Spaniards have only been at the table for a shot in each rack. Ball down, straight in on the 1. A little bit of a mess on this 210. These are WPA rules, so I don't believe the 10 ball counts going in early. So that 2 ball combination, that 210 combo, if he's able to play it, we'll find out real quick. Gintaras Petrovas from Lithuania, your referee, right on top of everything. This is an interesting shot. Big brother's going to tell him what to do. Coaching is allowed. The time clock is still there. 30 seconds between shots. He's trying to see if he can play the ball through the 8-10, I think, and play a safety against the 5.
Ten ball corner.
He's called the 10 to the corner. Look at this. Hits it with great speed, and both the 8 and the 10 come back in the path to block the 2 ball. So the Spaniards get a turn, but they're going to have to kick at the ball. A couple of rolls now for the coaches. First one in the first game, and then now this one.
Two ball side pocket.
He's playing 2 rails at it. He's called it in the side pocket just past the 9 on the left side. Is it going to go far? It is, and he's left an open shot, but it doesn't go by the 7 to the corner. More than likely a roll up behind the 7 with the cue ball. Gotti's pretty aggressive, though. Ekman's pretty aggressive. He's also rather disciplined. He's got to get a rail. Got it. He's got a hook. He might be able to swerve the ball just a little bit and go rail first. Or he might kick at it, rail. 2 rails to try to make it in the corner and come down for the 3. With good speed, I like that shot. As far as kick goes, I would call this higher percentage. There it is. Makes the ball and gets on the 3 ball. It's going to be a long shot close to the rail, but he can follow this. Oh, he has to avoid this 7 to get a good shot on the 4. Might be able to stun the ball and stay close to the 10 for the 4 ball on the. Juan Carlos with a very good shot there on that 3 ball. And now the Spaniards have made a ball. I'm not sure if he can go to the rail and come up and open up the 5. He's trying. He's hit it, but look at this. I'm telling you, the Kachis, that's the 3rd good roll for them. But of course, they've also make great shots. They came with 3 good shots and ended up behind the 10.
10 ball side pocket.
He's called the carom on the 10 to the side pocket. Missed it altogether, and it's going to leave a shot. And it's more than likely going to cost him the first set. Well, I'll say this so we called the Ko brothers Big Ko, Little Ko, and Han. And this is going to be Big Kachi and Little Kachi. He could play a safe behind the 8, but he's going to cut the ball all the way down. Look how beautifully he hits that. What a great strike. Seven ball to the same corner. And completely back in line, more than likely. Again, the perfect angle to go to the 9. He can follow and play the 9 ball to the long rail where Kachi is standing now, or he can stun the ball above the 9 and play it to the bottom corner. He has a choice. Both of them good. These 2 balls to close out the first set, 4-0. And this first set has not treated the Spaniards well, but the Albanians took it in straight games, 4-0. The Spaniards are going to talk things over and get out of the arena and come back. Maybe things change. Meanwhile, back at the ranch here, these tournaments are sponsored by Yalin, Box Billiards, Predator Group, Kamui, Ven Billiards, Isak Billiards, the WPA, and Little Monster. And tomorrow the women shall start their World 10-Ball Championship. Christina Tkach is your reigning champion. She's here to defend her title. They have 64 of the best women players in the world. One of them sitting in the background that you're looking at right now, just over the left shoulder of Quintaras, and that's Maite Ropero from Spain. And you're having a few more come in. Let me tell you a little bit about the 24 teams. You have teams from Albania, Austria, Canada, Greece, Germany, Finland, Iraq, Japan, Kuwait, Qatar, Poland, Philippines, Chinese Taipei, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Indonesia, India, Hong Kong,
Started collecting,
Netherlands, New Zealand,
and then I see another
Peru,
people, another
Vietnam, USA, and Spain. Spain and Albania are tied up right now. And on table number 2, which is also being streamed, you have the Philippines versus Indonesia. Some of the other matches going on. You have Japan versus the Netherlands.
what is that one
So that would be, let's take a look at this here. Japan has now Yuki Oi and Hayato Ichikakita
no timeout button.
versus Netherlands. You have Marco Tucher, who actually lives in New Zealand now, so we call him the Dutch Kiwi, and Tim Jonkman. Then you have Vietnam versus Peru. The Peruvian team's a pretty strong, very strong team with Gerson Martinez and Christopher Deves. Gerso's been tearing up the circuit as we keep watching during this break. Ducati's run the racks, the 4 games that they had with one break and run. In the opening set, the Spanish team will break first. In the second set, since Albania won the lag and broke first. And then the other tournament I've yet to speak of is the WPA, the Alin Men's World 8-Ball Championship. You have 96 players with a double elimination match down to the final 32. Once in the final 32, it goes to the race to 10. The first stage is a race to 8, playing 8-ball. Second stage is a race to 10. And it'd be $70,000 for the winner. So 3 tournaments here, 3 world titles in 7 days. What a commitment they've made in Indonesia. This is the second tournament in probably the last 2 months. Played here by Predator. There was one in Jakarta about a month and a half ago. A lot of great pool coming up. And we are back. The players are back. Spain to break in the opening of the second set. Juan Carlos Exposito. And we're off and running. Race to 4. And the cut break with 1 ball to the side pocket didn't go. Here comes the 6, right in line, but either you jump it or push it. He's got a shot on the 1. Because Alberto jumps the ball well. He might just take on this jump shot. My friend Eric is having some technical difficulties, so y'all are stuck with me for the match, it looks like, or sounds like.
Push out.
He's called a push. Oh, I think he gave him a shot, and a good one, too. It might just go by this 3 ball and play perfect, but he slid up to 5 on purpose. 5-9 are tied up.
One ball in the corner.
He's called the 1 ball. It looks like he's going rail first. This is a hard ball to judge with him. I mentioned earlier that the Arcadia cloth does grab much better than other cloths when it's new. And you can see right there, he played it for a slide and it did not. A safety or a bank shot is what it has available to Juan Carlos. And he goes with a safety. Almost got cover behind the 10. That would have been a devastating shot. The Albanian Eagles.
Extension.
Is taking their extension. Cutting it thin. Goes around the 2-ball. Very nice shot. 9 feet away. No pocket for the 1. It looks like he called the bank shot.
Extension.
They have also taken their extension early here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of just bank the 1 towards the 3 and try to get the cue ball behind the 4-ball, the purple on the left there on the top of the table. And the 1 ball into traffic. That usually gets you played safe on, so he's going to go the opposite way, and he's going to leave it close to the 10-ball. The Peruvian team is up 1-0 over Vietnam. Playing safe. These guys are going to maneuver as best they can. Trying to get a ball in hand. Trying to see if he has a kick going across the table and back over, but
1 ball in the corner.
I'm going to play the jump shot with a full cue. Well, it was a mass saying, not a group. Again, into traffic, but this ball goes. Will it go past the 7 in the corner?
Not allowed.
The one ball got to the intended position. So it's either a safety, hide something on the right there, or bank in the one. He can try to two-rail the ball to where he has his cue now with the cue ball, trying to hold it behind the 8. But the 3, the 10 can also play big. He's found cover. Good safety. Now the balls have all opened up. Nothing's tied up. Kachi is very good with the jump cue. He's called the one in the side. Just in case call. Look at, he's trying to hold the cue ball, and he held it beautifully behind the 4.
One ball in the side.
No, he might have cover with a 10. If this one ball goes, he might just bank it to the side pocket. It lays nice for it. The cue ball comes around. But they don't want to give Spain an opening. They want to keep them with their hands tied. The less balls they make, the happier the Kachis will be. Safety all the way. He says, you're not going to warm up on my dime.
7 ball corner.
He made a ball similar to this. He's going to go 2 rails and call him the 7. Pockets the ball. He might hit the 9 ball with the cue ball and end up with a shot on the 1. If it stays around the corner pocket, he's got to hit it good. I can't believe there's space to go underneath the 1. Oh, why? Ball in hand. The Kachis get it. They win the safety battle. That jump shot on that 1 ball by Ekman was excellent. He's playing the combo here to get the 7 away, so the 3 ball has to pocket, an easy pocket. There's 2 ways to go to the 2. We can come straight back, use the rail, and go up towards the 10 with the cue ball, and then it's wide open, or he can maneuver between the 3-8. He's going back. This young man's position is pinpoint, as is his brother's is. So Eric, at the beginning of this match, said these guys were strong favorites and favorites to probably win the championship. And they are showing their strength. This is the opening match, though. So many things happen in a pool tournament. Let's see if he comes between the 9 and the 10. Looks like he's going to use inside English and come to the left side of the 5. You can almost come straight down and be perfect on the 5. Just a hint of inside. Has a little angle going away from the 8. Probably go 3 rails and play the 9 ball in the same pocket, or go back and forth and play the 9 ball in the upper corner pocket. Option number 1. Bring this straight back and play the cue ball to where it's at now, or play the 9 and keep the cue ball there, play the 10 ball to the corner. They move the cue ball so well, so effortless. And the side pocket it is. And this opens their account in the second set. To now win 5 games in a row against the Spaniards. And sitting at the right behind, above the PBC wall there, is Bob Evans, who is the head table mechanic for Predator and had a lot to do with designing this Predator arc table. And he's watching his work in action. What he's looking for is, are the players coming close to their marks on the kicks, which tells him that the table is set up correctly and banking the way a table should. Nothing odd about it. Some of the things they look for on new equipment. He's directly above the P there on the PBC. On the billboard there and the LED. Big brother to break. Rack number 2, set number 2. Again, the 1 ball, by design, goes in. Shot on the 2. Has an angle to come down and come back up and run into the 10 ball. It lays almost perfect for that. You know, when the shot just lays right, you got to take advantage. But every player sees it a little different. Yeah. He didn't quite come back up there. Eric's back. Yes, welcome back, Eric. I was lost without you.
Yeah. No problem. I found my feed. Looks
good.
Looks like the Catchy brothers are rolling well here.
Yeah, just like you said at the onset. They're looking very strong, Eric. Extremely strong. They had 1 break and run in the first set. They've had several long ball, multi-ball runs. They've played good safeties. Kachi had 1 heck of a jump shot on a 1 ball. That'll make the highlight reels for a safety. And they've completely tied up the Spaniards.
Yeah, I caught a couple breaks just as my feed wasn't perfect, but I was still peeking in at the match and saw Kachi moving in from the side rail, but not all the way to the middle. It's an interesting strategy that not a lot of players have used, and I noticed you noting that he was making the one in the side too, so might have found something
Every
there.
time. Every time. And, out of almost every shot, they've had position on the 2-ball.
Tough kick here for Spain. Can't really get a kick safe out of it. Cue ball could maybe play into the 4 and line up with the 10. That's about it. Behind the 10 or the 5. That's a roll they needed.
It's the only one they've gotten.
Yeah,
That's the
I
best
believe
they've
it.
gotten so far.
Sorry? No.
Claudio looking for a similar type kick, possibly playing the cue ball behind the 5. Nice shot. Good containing shot.
I think he hit that exactly the way he wanted to.
Yeah, couldn't have done any better with the 3 ball. Always a chance of something good happening with the cue ball as well.
Up against the
Frees up to
7.
the 7. Nicely done. Full coverage looks like here for Team Spain. How do you like that move? I actually haven't seen that in any doubles. The partner brings the jump cue for the incoming player. I like it.
Well, there is the time clock's working, so these guys are working together. Oh, my. Again. I mean, he's playing the cue ball to that area, and there's 4 balls he can get behind. He didn't have to find a ball, though, and he did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, tough start for Spain.
Tough start for Spain, and a little stat from the pool stat guy, Michael Salmon. He tells me that the Kachis are playing at a 937 overall performance.
It's super high. And for those of you not completely familiar with the Pro Billiard Series stats, they're a little tougher than AccuStats. So shooting a 937 would be similar to shooting like a 950 in AccuStats, and that's way above world class. Basically no mistakes, 1 or 2 mistakes out of about maybe 50 executions.
Well, I think they pocketed every ball in the first set. So That's 50 balls. I'm sorry, that's 40 balls. It's a race to 4.
Yeah, and all those stats too consider things like positional errors, kicking errors, safety errors even. So when you're shooting anything around that number, it's basically almost perfect execution.
Their position, Eric, has just been pinpoint for the most part. They've been on every angle they needed to go to get to the next shot. They haven't really had to move the cue ball unnecessarily. It's just everything is flowing.
Yeah, and we've seen a few of these couples teams or brother and sister teams. They've done okay overall. The Fillers won in Vietnam. I believe that was the first time a kind of sibling or relationship team ever won an event. But you would think they have an edge. I mean, they trust each other. They know each other.
Well, you called it at the beginning. They look very, very strong. But there's a couple other teams to keep in mind. They'll have to be at the top of their game, I can tell you that. This may be the first time he's gotten on the wrong side of a ball.
Yeah, I was just going to say the cue ball's kind of going the wrong way here. He can still draw out of it with a bit of power.
And that's
what
the
happens
first
when
miss.
you power up. Looks like Spain has a chance to get the pocketing angle on the 8. If they don't get it exactly, they'll be a reasonably easy safe behind the 9. Likely run into the 10 here. Shot. Delgado looking fairly confident at the pocketing angle. I think it's got to be 3 rails forward. Any kind of draw is going to draw him into the 9.
Oh, look at this again.
Wow.
That's at least the third time. That's the third time in 5 games.
Could get a kick safe out of this. He got a rail. It wasn't frozen, and he went to the long rail second. I like playing something a little more aggressive there, especially with the catchies or any kind of world-class team.
9 ball side pocket.
Is he banking this past the 10?
It looks like it goes. Just called it.
Sure has. Sure did. Straight into the corner. Little brother missed a 7 ball kind of along the same lines, but he wasn't trying to draw that one back, so it wasn't as tough.
Yeah, look at this break position from Catchy. I saw Team Germany use that in the World Team Championships once. Moritz and Josh were both breaking from the same spot. It's like in between the side rail break, which is going to be more defensive and not as offensive as the break right from the middle. I like it. You still got a chance to make the 1. Still got a chance for the rack to be a little tougher if something doesn't go down. But I just haven't seen it used that often.
Alrighty, some more stats from the stat guy. At 2-0 in the second set, balls pocketed for the match, 52 balls to 7. And the player overall performance is 927 to 500. The Kachis almost have doubled the overall performance of their opponents.
Yeah, your overall performance rating will go up as you pocket balls, but it is a representation of some mistakes they've made when they have been at the table. Catchy breaking, Claudio breaking from the same spot. Got the 1 going short of the pocket.
Well, when you see Big Brother doing what he's doing, you're going to imitate him.
Sure. Well, it's their game plan. Like how he hit it.
I like the safe behind the 7 here, Eric. He's going for it, it
I do
looks like.
too. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to try to make something happen. Really got to spin this with a lot of right if you want to get into the 2. If you're looking to make something happen more on the defensive side, you could bank the 1 into the 2-9 and play your safe kind of over to the left a little. This was the risk on that shot. And he wasn't trying to go right into them. He wouldn't have missed it by that much, but there was always the risk of something like this happening there. Two rails here for Delgado, trying to play the 2 into the 9. Perfectly played. No edge for Catchy.
Can he hit above the side pocket and still make contact with the 2?
Yeah, good call. I don't believe he can, so that makes the 2 rail a lot
Yeah.
tougher.
He's going to have to kick right at it, which makes that point of the side pocket awfully big. What a beautiful shot.
Yeah, couldn't do much else there. I think Spain will play the cue ball behind the 8. Must feel like he can't get the cue ball going enough to the right off the 2. Good play. Couple balls that have been close to frozen, George. It makes a difference if they are exactly frozen. Cue ball or the object ball
Sure
would have to
does.
hit a contact after. Cue ball would have to hit a rail with contact after the 2. Or the 2 would have to hit another rail. Just tying the 9 up with the 3 possibly here.
Oh, wow.
Perfectly done. Nice shot.
They've done everything right. They've gotten several rolls. And these 2 guys can do nothing but laugh. You got to laugh with them.
Whichever team wins the battle on the 2 ball, there still will be possible safe on the 3, but it won't be a direct run out from there unless there's some kind of breakout opportunity. Just putting them back in the same spot. Can't really afford to tie another one up now, so they'll be on 2 fouls if they don't hit the 2 here. He can come at this one 2 rails, and this one's not frozen either.
Well, he
Does he have
judged
the
the
right
last
edge?
one very well.
8 ball, corner.
Yeah, he's got a window to come through there. Now, keep in mind, Eklinkachi is sponsored by Predator, and I believe his younger brother may be also sponsored by Predator now.
Yes, but
As I look at, that's the only patch he has on is a Predator patch.
yes.
Now, they have a pool hall in Albania, and I believe they have the Predator tables, and it's quite the spot, as I understand.
Just going to stick the cue ball behind the 9 here.
Team Albania, you are on 2 fouls.
Well, chance at a 3 foul, George.
Yes.
Extension.
It's on a
They are on
multiple rail
2.
kick here.
It's a 2 rail or a 3 rail kick. It's not so straightforward. That 10 ball plays big. It blocks the natural angle for the 2 railer.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to go around 3 rails with some left spin, but the cue ball,
Yes.
the 9 ball is blocking the left side of the cue ball.
Yeah.
You can get down to where he was pointing there on the second rail. If he wants to come in 3 rails, little bit of check, or can come 2 rails directly at it. But definitely a chance of missing the whole ball here, and first game win for Spain. Oh, you ever seen that, George? Look, the shot clock's going to run out of him.
He was yeah.
Oh,
And it is a win for Spain.
Foul, third foul, end of rack.
see what happened to
Oh.
him there? His cue got stuck on the rail. We'll have to
You
get
have
a
to be
replay,
careful.
maybe.
Yeah. You have to be careful with Kachi touching that cue ball while it was still moving. It's not a good thing for a player to do. If you're watching that as a player, don't do that. Some referees aren't as lenient as Quintadas was right there.
Yeah, it's a little off etiquette. I'll just tell you a funny story. You saw how his cue got stuck in the pocket there? One time, you know the old Valley bar tables, they had the hole for the cue ball at the bottom of the table. I was braking
Sure.
and my cue came right off. Yeah, I was braking and my cue came right off the rail and ended up in the hole because I was still stroking forward. It stroked down the edge of the table, and my tip ended up in the cue ball hole. I couldn't believe it. Lucky I didn't break my shaft.
Yeah, that's pretty strange.
Lucky I didn't break my shaft. It took a huge dent out of it. It's funny. Spain going from the
Spain
side
with
rail.
the game in the second set.
I remember when something similar happened to Wu Cha-Ching when he was bridging over the side pocket and he kind of caught his tip on the corner of the plastic and it rolled off into the cue ball. Remember that one, George? Near the end of the U.S. Open final one year? There's
I may
odd
not have
things
seen
that happen
that.
from time to time. Yeah. Right at the end, filler was on the hill. The score was like 12-11. Just committed a foul out of nowhere. Ball down for Albania here.
One in the side.
Oh, pardon me. Spain did not make a ball. First shot to Albania. Don't think it's there.
Yeah, he played very nice position, but it looks like it rolled up against the 4.
Could go to the
Not
left
sure if
long
he
rail with some check or 2 rails. Wrapping out of the corner. Yeah, it's going to go with the check
Yeah,
play.
Extension.
I was looking at that 2 railer out of the corner. I'm not sure he can tighten it up enough.
Yeah.
I think that check play off the left rail there is probably the best.
Yeah, a
Catches
little
the
easier to
bottom part
judge
of
to
the
possibly.
2. Sure.
Exactly. Nicely played.
Yeah. And this is what I
Gonna
was
get-
going to get at was hit the bottom part of the 2 ball. He might find some cover underneath there. He's left a tough shot.
Yeah, position's fairly natural, but definitely tough on the pocketing.
Extension.
I don't see much for safe. If he goes off the left side of it, the cue ball's playing too much towards the corner pocket. He could get the cue ball into the long rail and 2 rails back, but a little too complicated on the safe, so he's going to try a tough pot here. Great shot.
He's going to have a shot on the 3.
You know, and as we
Here
both
come the
know, George,
Spaniards.
these short race matches, or short race sets at least, can turn around.
In a blink of an eye.
Cue ball's drawing back nicely into open space. This looks like the 6 passes the 10 in the bottom left. Yeah, he's just drawing a little too far to the left, so going to straighten the angle out a little by playing high.
Oh,
Don't like that.
I didn't like that at all. If he gets the correct angle on the 5, he can get position on the 6 to go to the same pocket and with an angle to open up the 7.
Yeah, I assumed
like
if he
that at
followed
all.
it, there's no way. Yeah, I just assumed if he followed it, that there was no way the cue ball was going to run into the 10. I think he caught a little stun off the angle, just didn't quite smooth through the acceleration enough.
Well, the Kachis don't mind that one bit.
Yeah, big roll in the second set. Huge difference between 2-all and 3-1 down. Not quite clear if they'll be able to get an angle on the 7 to play it in the left middle. If not, they'll be looking for an angle where they can break it out. I don't think he would have been off by that much, so 7 likely does go on the side.
Might be playing the bank on the 7.
Decent option if it doesn't go, yeah.
Oh, it did go. Three to 1 lead, race to 4. 1 game away from taking down the match and leaving the Spaniards with only a 3-foul win in the second set.
Gonna have 2 more rounds of play for you today. 4 p.m. local time. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna. I thought you were done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then 7 p.m. local time here in Bali. You know, funny story, Eric. My daughter, her husband, and my 3 grandkids are in Indonesia.
I'm not following.
They're just due
Interesting.
north of Bali right now. They're up by the monkey reserve. I forgot the name
I've
of
heard
the
of
place they were at.
I've heard of going on those monkey tours in Southeast Asia.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
can
they
be
send
aggressive at times.
Yeah, well, they sent pictures home. They sent me pictures this morning, riding elephants and in the water with elephants. All the 3 grandkids having a great time. What a place
That's
to
great.
vacation!
Yeah,
Would have worked out
I've seen
great if
some
we would have made the
posts.
trip.
Sure.
Yes.
I've seen some posts from players on Facebook kind of raving about the venue, and the beach sounds like it's right outside the front doors of the venue. Nice place to have a tournament.
I actually did see some posts from some of the players, and they were all bragging about, hey, we're staying at a 5-star resort
Nice.
for this tournament. They are at the Bali International Convention Center.
One ball corner pocket.
Almost sounded like he miscued there, but still made the ball. Half miscue.
Well, the beauty of the short sets is if they win this game, breaking it the next, they're all tied up.
2 ball corner.
Yeah, Spain's not going to lay off at this point in the match.
He's not happy with the location of the side pocket. He wants to back cut the 2 ball. But look where the cue ball goes.
Slightly
And
undercut.
ouch.
Just one cue ball movement from the 5 to the 6 in this rack, and should be a pretty strong opening round win for Albania. Keep an eye on them in this tournament. $70,000 to the winner, correct, George?
Correct.
Yeah, it's big money
Correct.
now in these doubles tournaments.
In fact, yeah, we've got 70,000 for the winner, 40,000 for second place. Third and fourth pays 20,000, and fifth through eighth pays 10,000 per team. Total of $190,000 prize fund for 24 teams. Paying out a third of the field.
Very nice. And on top of a good profit, these doubles tournaments are a good way for the players to warm up for the main events, the main World Championship, the Men's World 8 Ball is coming up this week.
96 players here for the World 8-Ball Championships. Joshua Filler here to retain his title. Shane Van Boning trying to get his second World 8-Ball title. Got the first one in Austria. Filler getting his in New Zealand. Who will it be in Indonesia? This man right here at the table would be a contender. And his younger brother,
No doubt.
probably a good showing.
Yeah, Katchu was a former winner of the World Series of Pool, which had 8-ball and 10-ball events, but he did win one of the 8-ball events.
And these two balls left. A little bit of a toughie. Could have just stopped it there and played the 10 to the side. But when you can get shape for the corner, I'd much rather play there. And so would they. And there it is. That closes out Spain in 2 straight sets. Takachi's shaking hands. A great win by the two. Eric, it was good to have you. Sorry